Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Kilchoman Sanaig, 46% ABV. Dustin, this is the 2017 bottling, I believe.
Correct, and if you guys have been looking at the bottles in the stores recently,
They've
gotten really dark.
Getting dark.
This is the old one. From my understanding, Mike, this is still, I think, something like 85% sherry, 15 bourbon, the opposite of Machia Bay. But the new ones have gotten really dark. We were going to do a versus at one point, but one of us drank his new version of the bottle and didn't replace it.
Dustin, you always lead by example.
I'm not going to lie, I actually forgot I even had this old one, to be honest, at that point. I hadn't seen this thing in years, and I moved, and I'm like, oh, look at that, I have a Sanig. I'd forgotten.
So this is the last of the core range that I've actually brought to you guys. I started bringing Kilchoman's way back with Keith, like Loch Gorham, I think was the first one or something like that.
I mean, yeah, you did the Machia Bay and Loch Gorham. You might even had Billy involved in one of those
A
long time ago.
In the first 150 reviews for sure. And I've always liked Kilchoman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It did nothing but get older and better, and you know, that Loch Gorham to me was a better version of the Ugadale when I first had it. So, you know, I'm impressed to see what they can do with this particular.
And they're getting to where we're starting to see some 15, 16 plus year old whiskeys.
Yeah, oh, they're getting older now.
Yeah, so there's some good old whiskeys. We're gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to go pick up one of their like single casks that are 15, 16, just to give it a shot.
You drop me off on Isla, and if I was king of that island, I'd feel like king of the world. At least at night. All right, Dustin. Kilchoman, Isla Distillery, if you guys aren't familiar with it. A lot of these come in at 46% ABV. They do festival bottlings and things of that nature too, but
And they're on the northern side of Isla, whereas, you know, the big three are down there, the southern.
southeast.
Yeah, these guys are further up, so.
Boone of Heaven's the highest one, I think. I think they were through Cleveland, like Brook Lottie and everything, not too far away from there. But Beaumont, they're on that little bay.
This gave me like a fruit roll-up kind of note, Mike.
You know, this is interesting. It's a confectionery, artificial candy, American candy sweetness that goes along with like a really nice Ardbeg-ish, clean Ardbeg-ish smoke.
I was going to say it's like kind of a minty smoke kind of thing on the back end. This is nothing like the newer bottles where they've gotten really dark and dirty on the sherry. This is very pleasant, light. It's very lively, I guess is how I would describe this. It's lively.
It is lively. A little bit of honey here, golden wheat.
It's not even like heather honey. It's just golden. Yeah, golden grams honey, you know?
It smells viscous too for 46%.
Yeah. This is shockingly like explosive on the nose. And I mean, this bottle's been sitting in, I mean, this has been open a long time. This is 2017 bottling. I probably got it in the latest 19.
All these Kilchomans have handled time and air in the bottle really well.
Yeah.
At 46%, it's a crapshoot.
Well, and a lot of times, you know, when bottles get this low, you start losing nose. This is just punchy, but in a beautiful, fruity way.
Yeah, sunshine grain meets bright fruits. Bright, non-citrus, juicy fruits. Bubblegum fruits.
Bubblegum's a great note on this one, too.
A slight bit of what I would consider like a salt or a brine.
I could almost like get like a watermelon, like fruit roll-up type thing coming on here with the sherry notes.
You said fruit roll before, and my first thought was, what flavor? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I was actually thinking, and I'm like, it's almost like mystery white meets watermelon, you know?
And watermelon's so generic anyway.
Oh, yeah. It's not an actual watermelon. It's just like a generic...
Yeah, how would you describe watermelon? The thinnest red fruit taste you can possibly imagine.
I would not describe a watermelon when describing watermelon fruit roll-ups.
Watered down red. There's almost like there's a red berry note building here. Almost like a juicy crab apple, which crab apples usually tart. So imagine like the initial whiff of a crab apple, but just without the tartness and add sugar.
Do you get some hints of some youthful like notes on the Kilchoman, but it's just little hints.
I don't know if I can tell you. Sometimes with Kilchomans like Ardbeg, their peat really masks their age to a good degree for me. Now, with young whiskeys. Now, when they get older, it kind of does the opposite. I really can't tell the difference between 14 and 20 years old sometimes with these two distilleries.
Nosing's hard with these distilleries in general, but I'm getting, like taste, usually you can start figuring out age. Nose, not so much.
Yeah, I agree.
A little bit of a just sort of classic vanilla smoke.
It's actually dancing back and forth between like a clean vanilla note. Okay, vanilla smoke, I can go with that. But then also like a strawberry bubblegum note.
Yeah.
Like back and forth, strawberry and like just this white chocolate or almost milky like note.
Dare I say strawberry banana bubblegum?
You know, I said milky and I was like, it's not lactose, it's not that. But you say banana, like liquid banana.
But we're not talking like normal banana. Again, we're talking like non-discrete. They called it strawberry banana, but it's not.
This is a Miami Vice. Remember last year I was on a cruise and I would get in the pool every day and I told you I would just get 2 Miami Vices, which is like a strawberry, like icy thing and like a light coconut vanilla one. And then pour rum in it or whatever. But like that Miami Vice tropical drink when it's a million degrees outside and you're at a pool, it's a lot like that.
I mean, it's even got that little mintiness, which is kind of reminding me of what's that classic drink everybody gets down there?
Mojito,
yeah. It's got even little hints of that going on here. It's just, dare I say, a summer Isla? Is that a thing? It's a summer beach Isla.
Yeah, I mean, the red fruits that are, I don't want to say tropical, but I want to say warm weather, red strawberries, almost makes you feel like you're on vacation.
Imagine this poured in like a mango or orange type like drink with some ice.
Man, now I'm smelling coconut. Did I say vanilla coconut just because it was in a Miami Vice, or am I really smelling it? It's a light coconut in the background. Coconut shaving?
I can go there. Like the Lefroy quarter cask gives me that note occasionally, that coconut butter kind of thing.
Butter for sure.
I could see a little cocoa butter, yeah.
This is vanilla coconut.
It's not a bad thing. Man, I don't remember this being this good. I've always liked this particular bottle.
I've never really had a Kilchoman I wasn't fairly impressed with. I'm not saying I thought any more 92s.
Yeah. I had the first 100% Isla I had was a little disappointing, but
you're right.
after a while in the
Blue Label?
there, yeah, well, the first one because it was 100, it was like a 90-10 bourbon sherry, and it was back when they were still younger. They've gotten older and they've gotten really good, I think, but when they first started releasing that, it was a little young.
Strawberry bubblegum and white
Red stripe gum.
Oh, good one. Good one. The red and the white. Yeah.
Yeah. With little, it's got the minty gum with the
good
red
one.
This is nice.
Mm-hmm. The smoke's a great compliment.
All right, I'm going to top onto this one, Mike.
I hope it's as viscous on the palate as it is on this. Yeah, red stripe oak. It is a good one, man.
Okay, it's not as viscous, but it is, and it's not as flavorful. Nice. Actually, really, the malt is kind of dominating here. You're getting that nice Kilchoman sweetness. Sherry is not really as dominant here. It is giving it a red fruit note. The nose is the showcase here, but you're getting a nice, very well put together, classic Isla kind of profile here. These are good sherry casks. It's hiding the very well because I'm pretty sure back in 2017 these were 5-6-year-old whiskeys. Could have even had some 4-year-old in here. I'm not sure. But they've done a really good job with this one of kind of balancing it out. I don't know if they make any other notes here worth talking about. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of talking about, well, toffee is one of the notes they brought in here. And I think that's actually a pretty good note to try to explain the taste. But man, the nose was wow.
Vanilla oak and either cigarette ash or cigar ash. You keep saying cigar. I think it's cigarette ash. There is some type of an ash, right when you swallow, though. But the vanilla oak was really nice initially. Mm-hmm. And then it just segued into that, and then the long linger here. It's a very smooth, lightly sooted smoke. Like, it's a white smoke with a little bit of soot to it.
I went back for a little second sip here. And I'll tell you what, I think I went in expecting a bigger punch.
The tobacco's.
Coming back in, I'm kind of more with you here. It actually really improved by having that second little sip.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so...
That tobacco sootiness smoke here on the long linger is pretty enjoyable.
Rich, beautiful smoke. It has it's not all vanilla. I think they're kind of their note. I don't know if I would have said toffee.
No.
But it is a darker vanilla. It's not.
I wouldn't even say honey.
No, there's a little more richness and depth than just like straight up vanilla there. But the peat smoke is the dominant thing here. There is the citrusy notes. I do get a nice kind of citrusy red fruit up front, like Hawaiian punch kind of a thing almost. Just initially on the first arrival.
I think it holds up pretty well for 46.
Yeah.
Not amazing, but good.
Yeah, my first taste was, I was just, in my head, I was so blown away by the nose. I was expecting something. Second sip, and it's back to being beautiful. And I just put water in it. Held up just fine with that. But the nose is so good. The nose on this, Mike, is... The nose on this, dare I say, is in the 90s. I really like the nose that much. I would say about
90, 91 nose.
Yeah.
I'll say this, though. I love when Islay whiskeys get that bubblegum note along with any type of dirt note along with smoke.
Yeah, this is...
And dirt and smoke come together usually hand in hand.
This is beautiful.
You have to be disappointed by a Kilchoman. Never been never had a 92 Kilchoman. I bet it's coming.
You know, I have not been seeing the Loch Gorhams the last couple of years, and I'm wondering if they've gotten so good, people are just buying them up before we see them.
That would make sense.
Because they're getting older. The Loch Gorham was always good. I'm wondering if maybe that's gotten so good, we just can't find them.
Well, I hope. And when you say darker, this is a bigger conversation, but a lot of distilleries are going to more heavily sherried, more punchy sherry, just more sherry overcoats in general.
Yeah.
Because people like sweet whiskey. I mean, we're Americans. I mean,
yeah.
That's the biggest differential between Scotch and bourbon is bourbon's a heck of a lot sweeter and Scotch is a heck of a lot drier.
Yeah.
But in general, it's very easy to go to sweet because sweet sells and dark sells.
Dark definitely sells. Now, again, I think Sanig will get...
These are all natural color.
I'll pick up another Sanig at some point here, but it got dark
Significantly dark.
Not a good way in my mind. The Loch Gorham has always been 100% sherry. It's super dark too, but it's a completely different sherry note. Actually, you know what? Maybe if I ever find another Loch Gorham, the Sanigs are pretty easy to get. So I might pick up both and we'll do a versus because that'd be fun.
With recent releases, Dustin, it's becoming, at least in my opinion, increasingly easy for us to pick out the difference between quality sherry, like in a Hazelburn 13 or 15 or 12, and a hastily done sherry. There's a lot of hastily done sherries. I mean, dare I say, Long Row, was it the PX or local barley? One of those sherry notes was, I think, hastily done.
The local barley.
That's the local barley 10, not the PX. I like the PX better.
It was like they just wanted a punch of sherry and they didn't care how they got it.
Like, look, we're going to do a sherried version of this regardless.
Yeah.
It's like the Super Bowl. Someone's getting this title every year. Like, whoever makes it, makes it.
Yeah, but I mean, even worse is some of the independent bottlers, I think, have really cheapened out just to try to put dark sherry casks out.
I mean, at the end of the day, you give people what they ask for.
Yeah. People keep wanting to buy dark, so they sell you dark. And to make it super dark, you char casks and you add flavors that maybe aren't needed. Subtlety is not a bad thing in whiskey, Mike.
No. The shortcut doesn't do subtlety. It does hard breaks.
And that's what this really is. The nose isn't subtle, but the balance of sherry and bourbon here with the peat is a subtle sherry that's been very aromatic, but the flavors, this is just nice. Sherry, bourbon, they're playing together with a beautiful malt.
I would venture to say the bourbon casks are doing the heavy lifting as far as some of the better, more well-rounded flavors here. Could be wrong.
That it's only 15%, but that up front arrival, that's beautiful sherry, giving it just a little bit of that strawberry, raspberry, or whatever it is.
Non-tart red berry.
This is the beauty of using refilled sherry casks. These weren't dead, but they weren't overpowering, and what it did is it really gave a nice, well-crafted malt, a beautiful extra layer of flavor. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to dominate always. Now, if you have epic sherry casks, let them dominate. But if you don't, let the malt shine and just enhance it, and that's what this is.
If you're lucky enough to have a malt that's good.
And this is exceptionally good malt. Kilchoman really is doing some great stuff.
I still remember, I started the Whiskey Channel back in 2016, I want to say. I remember Kilchoman, came out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're going into Isla thinking you're going to set up shop and sell whiskey? Like, with these dudes? Oh, you're doing peated whiskey too? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Killed it.
Yeah, I've never been disappointed with it. They went from a curiosity in 2016-17 to, this is good whiskey. I've never had one that was disappointment. I keep my eye out for it.
Yep.
All right, Dustin, whiskey score time. It's your bottle, so let me go first. Is that how that works?
Yep.
88.
Oh, wow.
Fun, enjoyable, really good whiskey. Absolutely nothing off-putting about this whiskey, and you wow me. I was almost going to go an 89. I'm going to lower the two scores as an 88. Very good whiskey. I'd pay $150 for this bottle, even at 46%. Drinks better than that. Flavors are rich. I enjoy it. Thoughts?
I actually agree completely. I was not expecting to go this high. I don't remember this being this good.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's because, again, I drank one of the darker ones recently and wasn't blown away. This is excellent. They killed it here. 88. I was between 87 and 88, just full disclosure. And I was
right there.
I was going to play devil's advocate, but it's It's not needed here. This is 88 whiskey. It's excellent.
Solid, good, enjoyable whiskey. Nothing off-putting whatsoever.
I mean, the only thing I guess you could whine about is, well, I don't get any aged whiskey notes. And you're right. It's definitely doesn't
46%.
taste old, but it doesn't taste young. No off notes. I got a couple hints on the nose of, that's a little youthful, but nothing else. Just beautiful whiskey.
Yeah, this is incredibly enjoyable whiskey. Even in an 88, I'd probably sell it slightly short. Anyway,
beautiful.
Those are our thoughts on this particular whiskey. Let me back up, because sherry overcoat's lazy. I'm not saying it's cheap or it's not wanted, but it's lazy in general.
Yeah.
Takes better craftsmen to do it right with bourbon, ex-bourbon. Anyway, I digress. Those are our thoughts on this particular whiskey. Dustin, or excuse me, if you guys had a chance to try this one, at least one, this is just 17 bottling.
17 bottling, yeah.
Or one of the younger bottlings. Let us know what you guys think. Are we overhyping the whiskey? I doubt it. I don't think it gets enough hype.
No, it's kind of a forgotten. I feel like this is the forgotten one in the core range.
But again, that's the Isla effect.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be really good and still.
A lot of Isla drinkers want to be punched in the face. This doesn't punch you in the face. Maybe your nose, but your face, not so much.
No, but it's someone who knows good whiskey will
Crafted
recognize
well.
that this is good whiskey pretty quick. I mean, this isn't too awfully dissimilar from, say, Springbank or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just for those of you, if you want to check at home, this is a 10-10-17 release, and it says 17/86 at the end there. So
Check this bottle.
Yeah, this is a great one.
Let it air out for 6 years like Dustin did. Anyway, those are our thoughts on the whiskey. If you guys had a chance to try this one, we'd love to know what you guys think. Dustin, until next time, what do you wish, folks?
Happy Kilchoman drinking.
See you then.